Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL Pro League Relegation Day number 2. I was going to say 2 in a foreign language, but then I just forgot what 2 was in anything other than English, so you're going to have to deal with English for now. Luckily, it's an English stream. My name is Dan Gaskin, and I have 2 fantastic gentlemen with me on the desk. I have Evan, and I have Bok.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Well, it's not like I forgot your name. I just didn't really want to say it.
I got to understand that. It's like a curse word in some languages.
To be fair,
actually,
it sounds like
it
one,
sort of is.
Yeah, I'm not
Boquete?
really surprised.
Boquete in Portuguese? You'll have to look that one up.
I don't really want to.
Yeah, we saw a boquete outside of McDonald's the other day.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
now this just turned into that kind of stream. Yep. All right, so our next game of the day is going to be Windigo versus Spirit. These are 2 teams that were in the Mountain Dew League. They got into this chat to get promotion into the Pro League, but they're battling it out in the lower bracket of the relegation. Actually, if we can get the... oh my goodness, it's like they read my mind. There is the relegation bracket. Team Envy are awaiting the winner of these 2 teams. Guys, you have obviously done quite a lot of the Mountain Dew League. You know a lot about these teams. Is this where we expected them to be? Did we kind of think they were going to be battling out in the lower bracket?
To be honest, Spirit and Windigo, Spirit was a 7 seed going into the playoffs. They actually made it here to the relegation bracket, and that is massive. I mean, you're looking at teams like Kingwin, Big, Virtus Pro, Sprout as well. They were recently in the major qualifier. So some really strong teams here in the MDL playoffs. So for Spirit to make it all the way here, no, I got to be honest, I wasn't really expecting that. But also with players like Davcost, Dima, Squatfig, I mean, can't really hold it against them. Those are some very talented players.
And they beat pretty decent teams as well. They beat Kingwin and they beat VP. The latter of which may not be as much of an accomplishment as it was a year ago, but it's still a team that has plenty of experience, that has an opportunity to take down more than their fair share of teams.
It's like beating Arsenal in the Premier League.
I'll pretend I understand that reference.
I mean, you can.
Yes,
everyone else watching can also pretend that they understand the reference as well.
Arsenal used to be really, really good.
That part I got.
I think he got that.
It's kind of like beating the Lakers. But I don't know if the Lakers are good anymore because I don't watch basketball. So
yeah, no, they're not.
Then it's kind of like beating the Lakers.
I'd say it's like beating the Leafs, but they've never been good. So we'll just move on.
Again, I mean, you've lost me as soon as you go anywhere. Like Lakers, Bulls, that's about as far as I go. But it is really strange to see that in this bracket, the way it's worked out is that we have the 2 Pro League teams fighting for a Pro League spot, and then we've got the 2 Mountain Dew League teams fighting to actually stay in this relegation to go up against Envy. The real question I want to ask you is, do you think either of these teams can actually beat Envy?
I mean, if we see the Envy we saw in that last series, yes.
Yeah.
If Envy play like they did there, I can see both of these teams beating them. I think that both teams have probably a stronger dominant AWP presence, which was a big problem for Envy in that last series. It was obvious that Envy kind of were just like, who wants to AWP this map? And Happy definitely was not on point. I mean, Happy had a bit of a rough game. Sure, he can rebound from that, but I also don't think he's the person that should be AWPing.
Yeah.
I think based on Kiyoshima's performance on Overpass, it really should be in his hands, but I can also see the value of keeping a rifle in his hands. It's kind of tough for Envy right now. I don't feel like they know who they want doing that, so it's almost like go with a 5 rifle, ban out maps like Train where a dominant AWP is important.
Well, I'd almost say that, I mean, going into this, Envy, yeah, like you were saying, if they put out a performance like that, it might be the same outcome where, Windigo do go up and, or Windigo or
Spirit. Jeez, you're already predicting the game.
I'm already predicting, or Windigo or Spirit do go up and beat them. But what I'm just going to say about that fact is that EU and NA, I mean, there's a big difference with the MDL and the teams going up. I find that the EU League, a lot of the teams have a lot better chance in the MDL. The MDL EU League, they have a lot better chance of taking down the pro teams versus the NA teams going up against the pro teams.
Yeah, I can see that.
So when it comes down to Spirit and Windigo, I think both these teams have a really good shot of coming out of the gates against Envy, whoever makes it on, and just taking the W. I think it's possible, yeah.
All right, well, we'll take a look at the vetoes, the picks, the bans, see which maps are going to be played, Train and Nuke taken away respectively, and then that means we get into the picks to see what is chosen, or we could just look at the standings. I mean, that's also interesting as well. But either way, we know that Train and Nuke have disappeared. First, thoughts?
I mean, Train, it's just a map that, if you're not comfortable on, take it off. Nuke, regardless of how prepared you are on, I always call it a 50-50 chance. No matter how good your T-side is, if the CTs play well, you get shut down no matter what. Mirage and Overpass, with the recent takeout of Cobble, we're seeing more Overpass being played, and I love it. Mirage, another map that I'm absolutely in love with. That's my favorite map in the game.
Yeah, it actually is an interesting point. Like, we've seen a lot of Overpass this event, and I think normally we wouldn't see Overpass play that much. We'd see Cobble in that place.
Yeah.
But people don't want to play Dust 2, so it's more likely that Dust 2 is going to get vetoed, so that has to leave something through. So ultimately, it's going to be Cash or it's going to be Overpass. So, like, those are the two maps that I think get flexed in.
What I can see right by these, you have Train and Nuke, very team-oriented maps, very strategic maps being banned out. Cash and Dust 2, very puggy maps, very, you know, just run and gun maps being banned out. Mirage, Overpass, and Inferno is a little bit of both. You can pug it out, you can get aimy with it, but at the end of the day, you still have to come back to strats, and I think that's what plays to the favor of both Spirit and Windigo.
Yeah. So, fun fact, March the 5th, Inferno, Team Spirit versus Windigo. Team Spirit won, 16 to 11. Would you say that gives them somewhat of an edge going into this series?
The Bulgarian side has always been good. The Bulgarian teams have always been good on LAN. So, you know, I always take the online results with a little bit of a grain of salt. Like, look at that last series. AGO lost to Envy the last 2 times they played online. Yeah. AGO just 2-0'd them on LAN. And AGO is a team that definitely exemplifies that theory that, you know, a LAN team is not necessarily as strong online. Like, VP, for instance, is a perfect example of a team that plays so much better on LAN historically than they ever played online, or Gambit, or any of these teams. And I think that ultimately Windigo will play a lot better here on LAN than they do play online, but I do kind of give a little bit of an edge to Spirit.
Spirit, final predictions then? Like, if you had to predict the first map, who's going to take it?
I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Spirit takes it.
I'm going to go with Windigo. So
a split desk, but maybe the casters can actually bring this back in. Maybe they'll decide who's going to take this one. We're going to jump into this game. Guys, take it away.
Thanks so much, Dan. Yeah, so myself, Topical, joined with Strong Legs. What are your thoughts on this? Windigo?
I think this is going to be a Windigo win.
You really?
I'm leaning towards Windigo.
I'm split here too. So finally, we've got the civil war between like the analyst desk and the caster desk. It's going to be interesting to see. So the players are getting ready. The picks and bans that did come through, we're going to end up. Train was banned out. Nuke was banned out first. I thought initially that we were going to be playing a Nuke, and I was like, oh, this is trouble.
Yeah.
It's been a while. But what are your thoughts? Any standout players coming up?
I mean, Windigo has had outstanding performances overall. I expect a few of their players to come out. Spellin has been pretty insane with the op so far, so I pretty much expect to see that, especially on a map like Overpass. But again, so there has been recent performances from Windigo versus Spirit on Train, but first of all, it's coming up with Mirage, so let's come back to that.
It's been a long time since we've watched a Mirage game. So Spirit to the T side, Windigo on the CT end of things, and right now all of the Spirits are up towards the B apartments, and Spillin is here. He'll take a 1-for-1. Does give some intel that there were additional players on the way and en route into here. They got a ninja position in here as well for Punisher, so it's going to be a little bit of a miscued or a misplay if the players were able to even get into the site. A little bit of a surprise on site, but Punisher now that Victor has come in, laid waste to the rest of them. He could just come out and support the team with the bomb down. So Windigo just made quick work of Spirit coming into the B site.
Yeah, not only that, but their trap hole didn't even unfold. They won the round even before the boost up in the site. So that's pretty impressive from Windigo to be able to get those entries and starting us off strong.
I like that pistol strat too, because so they pushed the first player in, Spellin, into the apartments almost as like a sacrifice, almost anticipating that he's supposed to get a 1-for-1 trade, and that's going to give more confidence to Spirit to just flush into the site. Punisher takes the bomb planter, and the round ends anyway, but Windigo end up just out-aiming their opponents regardless. But Spirit come in with a force buy on the second round. They've got pistols. They've got some armor in there as well. Davkos, the only player not to spend the cash on that, as Windigo have a little bit of SMG. That just being Victor. Everybody else is FAMAs, so you've got 4 FAMA on the board, and that's actually quite interesting.
And a passive default coming out from Team Spirit. They're probably anticipating some aggression happening, so they're split up across the map. The bomb is towards Palace, so I would assume they want to try to get the bomb down, most importantly, over a round win here. But there are still 3 players towards the B and top of middle at the moment. So they're just holding patiently. Nothing really else going on at the moment. And Windigo pretty much understands the situation pretty well. They're not going to aggress. Why would we? Let them come to us. We'll fight with better weapons. We'll fight with the utility. We have utility for our retakes. We have kits. Let them make the play, and we'll counter that.
So if Spirit were to make this play, they've got 2 smokes, and it looks like it's going to be set up for more or less a fake. We've got 2 players in the apartment, or in the palace, and that's going to be with the bomb included. These remaining players towards the apartments need to be able to pick up a kill. They want this to be able to succeed, unless they just come back down underneath, and it's just a utility fake and not actually sacrificing bodies for the such. So, yeah, they end up coming back and underneath to try and strike into the A site. However, not really too much movement, and already they're starting to rebound backwards. Spellin's able to catch Squatfic coming through the window. So now Team Spirit have no utility to try and get into this site. There's just a firing line of players lining up and getting knocked down. Davkos the last up with just 2 HP. A Famas, and he chooses one with more ammunition, but he ends up getting taken down. That's what you would expect. Punisher was the player with the low HP, a little bit of low-hanging fruit, but Windigo keeping their casualties to 2 that round.
Absolutely, yeah, great round from them, and they didn't really lose much from that, so that's great for them. And now it's going to come down, no bomb plan means money's pretty low for Spirit, so they're not really going to be able to buy up much here. Maybe upgraded pistols, maybe a flashbang. Demo's picked up a flashbang, that might help out a little bit.
So what are your thoughts on Windigo actually going for 4 Famas that round? I mean, not a single M4.
I kind of like it. It gives them that long-range duels, but, yeah, if they lose it, they haven't really invested as much as they would have for an M4.
Right. Well, if they get the M4s, say you win the round like they did, they're not really geared up for when the AKs actually do arrive. If Spirit managed to get a bomb plant, they would be in great situational, economically speaking, in the future rounds, having AKs versus some Famas.
Right, but the counterpoint to that is if you die, you just keep a pistol and armor in your hand, and you don't invest anything against Glocks, no armor. So this round's...
That's actually interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a stretch. So if you die, you're basically the food for the next round, unless you're Bubble. Bubble takes 2 with his P250, looking for a couple more. The bomb was dropped up there as well. So everything has just been put on hold for Team Spirit, trying to make their way into the site dry. No utility, no armor. And it is as you would expect. The guys with guns beating up on the guys without guns.
Yeah.
3-0 start.
And Bubble with a P250 getting a 3K. Look how high his money is, even though he died on the second round. That's pretty... I actually kind of like that a lot from Windigo. That's kind of innovative.
I like that. So yeah, eventually you fill in the slots with the M4s rather than buying up. It's a new take on it, actually. I like this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But now they have a lot of money, full utility. It's going to be a full gun round on both teams. A little bit of utility lacking towards the Team Spirit side, but still enough to go for mid-control, and that seems to be where they're headed at the moment.
All right, Spellin's off. Oh, he saw a shoulder. He wants to be able to take this. Times, but fires through in between the players making their way in. Still, though, Windigo are taking the advantage of a 2-for-1 trade. However, Davkos, his own op, his Asimov, will ring in and take Bubble down. It's a 3-on-3, equal firepower across the field as well, but it is AKs and Famas. But it's really going to come down to Spellin and Davkos, whether they can get into a position to ring off those shots first. Op on op.
And you can see Team Spirit, they're just holding at the moment. They want to see if there's going to be any reactions coming from Windigo. But Windigo seem to be that type of team on the CT side where they don't like to mid-round adjust. They like to move the numbers around, but not exactly contest in the middle of the round for more control, for more map control, to gain an advantage. So they're just holding. They're just waiting, and Team Spirit is soon going to realize this, and they're going to group up, and they're going to transition themselves towards what seems to be an A site with the Palace lurk.
Yeah, initially Team Spirit had presence towards the B apartments mid as well as in Palace, so they were just seeing if anybody from Windigo was searching for information. Instead, they now bring the pincer in towards the A site. They're going to have Palace, they're going to have 2 through the connector. Whether Spellin as well as his comrade-in-arms ships will be able to keep this one at bay is still a challenge. Hopefully, Spellin stops watching back towards CT because there's no threat that way, but that's only from our perspective. Hopefully he's able to give some support here for ships, but he's down and out. Spellin's able to get the refrag, and we're down to 25 seconds. Time's going to be a problem if Spellin can pick up one more player.
Yeah, and Spellin trying to get that bomb planter down. Can't quite connect the shots yet. The bomb has gone down. The rotations are here. They are grouped up in CT spawn, and this is where the retake is about to happen. Shots
Dav's
fired.
going to line him up.
Yeah,
easy shot.
Yeah, picked up 1 kill already. It's a 2v1 now, just Victor. He knows where one player is, but the other player, SDY, is not quite known yet.
Well, he's got the Molotov. That'll keep Davkos at bay, but there's SDY on the flank from connector. Victor swings out wider than he had hoped already, maybe tapping the bomb. He was expecting to then look towards connector after the fact, but he was ready and waiting. So 1-3 now. Team Spirit get themselves on the board as soon as the rifles touch their shoulders.
Yeah, and good money management from Windigo, so they will have another pretty much full buy round here. They have kits, they have utility. Some players are a little bit on the lacking side, but so is Team Spirit, only able to keep 2 players alive in that round. I mean, this is going to be a very important round for both of these teams. They're definitely going to set the economic tone here on this early half.
Oh, man. Bubble ain't waiting for no man. Punisher's going to give him some support up here as well. Davkos may have missed a shot. He comes up to the corner. No damage had been dealt. Nothing serious. Punisher and Spellin have just been tickled, and Spellin takes a peek down through the underpass. And right now, Windigo are setting up to give a full reset to Team Spirit just as soon as they went around. There's nothing left to speak of. The bomb even has to have utility expended to it just to make sure that it can be secured. You've got Punisher that's at the top of mid, and he is holding the angle for underpass. I don't know whether they can quite see the bomb down that slight ramp, but this is still going to be quite the task for Team Spirit.
Yeah, and they have a little bit of time left. That is the silver lining in this round, but I mean, losing 3 players for nil early on in the half before the 1 minute mark, that's kind of rough to come back from. Look how much control Windigo has right now. They have a feeling that Punisher's here. They're going to molly him out. He's just waiting, patiently waiting for the flashback to come out, but he's blind by, and so are they, though. They're in a bit of an awkward fight, but Coldie able to pick up 1. That's 1 man down to 2v4, a little bit more possible, and Bubble, next line of defense. He feels the danger, though. He's just going to fall off. No need to contest this. We have the man advantage. Let them come to us.
That's right. Yeah, abuse the clock, because it's going to start to favor the CTs soon enough. But it is a bold move for Spirit to be coming down into mid right now, considering there's so many angles to try and take care of the fact that you only have 1 smoke. They do jump over the ever so vigilant eye of Spellin, but right in towards Bubble. He's got Molotov supported as well from Victor, who ended up dying in that, and they are looking for the weapons of the AKs. There were no larger caliber weapons, but a 1-4 now. And actually, speaking 2 rounds ago, when Windigo did drop that round, you could see the impact from when they did buy the FAMASs in the second round. They still had plenty enough to be able to buy up M4s and an AWP after the fact of losing a round.
Yeah, it's like I said, pretty innovative. Because I mean, even if you still have the FAMASs coming into the first gun round, it's still not that bad of a weapon long range. You can still contest AKs. Is it as good of as an M4? Obviously not. But hey, it's less of an investment. Why not? But now we're coming into this round. Money's not so hot for Team Spirit, but this Molly's pretty hot, and they're going to try to run through that, but it's going to deny them. No opportunity to gain any space here for Team Spirit.
Yeah, so that was a set strat for Spirit to sprint up towards the apartments, and all that's meant to do is make the B players panic and think that, oh, they're screaming through the apartments. It's a B rush. Throw this Molotov quick. So it forces out the grenade usage for the B team. They're still, I believe, going to execute onto the B site. They're just going to use smokes to hit the McDonald's arches and probably plug up the market and then be able to just come in for a bomb plant.
Yeah, and they're setting up for a B exec now. Anytime. The utility's pretty low for Windigo, so Team Spirit has a good idea of the amount of money in Windigo's hands right now. Punisher hasn't really spotted anything upper hall, so he's not going to call for any early rotations from his teammates. It's just a matter of time now. Just a waiting game, and here it is. The execute's coming through.
Flashes to lead the way. Punisher falls back towards the box. That's going to leave Victor right next to the fence, and he allows his 1 to cross in. But Victor takes 3, looking for a couple more. Runs a little shy on ammo, but now Ships comes in quickly. The reinforcements are arriving. It seems like the players are still able to get things done as it was, even though it was 1 at a time. Probably costing Windigo a couple extra bodies than they had anticipated in doing so, but maybe it stops the bomb plant. Still, SDY has to come back for that bomb, which is next to the fence and van, I believe. He'll be able to recover this one and an M4. It's a round that's possible because he's got head armor included.
But he's not as healthy, and time is definitely not in his favor, so they might be able to push out the bomb tap, but he sprays away, not able to land the shots. Nice shoulder to shoulder, and good communication from Windigo, able to close out that situation. A little bit costly, but still a round win. And now the money's broken for Spirit, so this is Windigo's chance to build up their money.
Yeah, Team Spirit probably only spent shy of 10,000 that round. They had smokes, they had 3 players with armor, and slightly upgraded pistols in there. So it was a great round, I think, for Spirit. They would have just loved to have gotten that bomb plant. So now they're sitting at about $3,000. A couple players down in the mid-2000s, and they're still down on pistols. Deagle to lead the way. It might be a lot of mid-presence very quickly for Spirit, maybe to rush up through the connector. But here's some support from Punisher as well. He's alone until somebody shows up in the window or comes out of the connector, and looks like they're just hunting for frags right now. Previously, we had seen them just looking and waiting. Now they're really looking for it now. 5 players in mid to pick up that last kill on Coldie.
And 4 of those deaths for the terrorists were to MP9, so this is a lot of cash brought into Windigo's hands, and something that they really want as early as possible into this half, and they finally have stabilized their money. Even if they drop this round, look how much money they have in their hands. The only thing is kind of awkward, because now you're stuck with 2 MP9s, so this is kind of like a bonus gun round for you. You have an op in the hands of Spellin, you have that long-range potential still, and you have a lot of utility, so why not?
Yeah, 2 MP9s, so looking to make money. This is very similar to how they were playing with the FAMASs earlier. It's being behind in a round economically, but sure, you're expecting to pick up some kills anyway and make some headway in the long run. But here we are into middle again. Team Spirit using smokes and flashbangs to gain this control. Team is in a very exposed position up on top of the rafters now. He'll set himself up as more or less a walking ward to give some information to his team. If anybody comes into that window, he'll be able to snap down on top of them. And the CTs, split as they are, 3 and 2 on the sites with no mid control.
Yeah. have middle. We're just going to play 3 on A. We'll have this Opera on top of Ticket Booth. We're going to be able to contest connector if they want to go that way. We can see them if they go towards Cat. The only thing that's really open right now is Window. And at some point, they're going to have to check that. But in the meantime, they're just gaining control towards the A side. They have so much information right now. They should be able to get their numbers towards the B. And they have the fast lane coming in now from ships.
You got to hurry, though. Windigo had 3 players on the A side. They're getting the information that nobody's going to be striking this direction. So Spellin's on his way in CT right now. They need to get up here towards Victor and Punisher to just give the assistance. Davkost is looking for the jump, misses it. This is on land. Usually that's a really hard shot to hit on line, but on land it's more than capable. Punisher now is underneath, waiting for them to jump out of this window. Can he get them as they come down towards the van? He's got them. Swings around wide, upgrading to an AK now, and a Molotov to even slow them down further. 27 seconds. He searches for Demo on the site, who takes a 2-for-1, and it's a 1-on-2 for Bubble. He's almost got the first, but Team Spirit end up taking the round. But this is really Windigo's plan economically. They'll be able to rebuy into this round. They did a ton of damage with 2 MP9s included on that round. They've got cash to do another eco reset for Spirit.
Yeah, I feel like that round should have kind of went in favor of Windigo. They had the information played out for them. They didn't have the best of weapons, 2 MP9s, but I mean, they had the early information on A. They had a pretty good read that this was going to end B. But they got double entryed by Dima. That was a great job by him. That was so crucial for Team Spirit. Not as a clean of a win, but a round nonetheless. On T-side Mirage, you want as many of those as possible, pretty much.
I like how active Windigo was. They lost mid-control, and they recognized they needed to make a move somewhere else on the map. There's no sense in just sitting around, so they pushed through A main. If they had 3 players on the B site, maybe they were able to stop it. But it's going to be a quick set execute towards A right now. Molotov's landing on towards the triple box. That'll push players out. The bubble takes 2. Does not recognize that there's a player already coming out of the palace. He'll be knocked down, but still a great rate of exchange for Windigo so far. But they still stand. Just squad Vic, and he falls down at the end of that, and there it is. I think Windigo are playing this economic strat to an absolute T. They're giving just enough rounds for Spirit to continue to spin their wheels.
But not enough for them to get anything else more than that. Yeah, absolute perfection. I 100% agree with that. That's beautiful play from Windigo. And I feel like when they went home yesterday, they analyzed what was happening and what was going wrong with their CT sides. And today they're like, we are not making that same mistake. We are not going to play scared. We're here to win. Let's win. Let's dominate. Our best performances on CT have been aggression. Why are we playing scared? And you can see the differences in the way they're playing. Look at this. Punisher's all the way top middle. He knows he has the better gun. He's just going to chase them down. Now he's a scout that he might be a little bit more scared to repeat than take early damage, but he's not afraid to contest.
He owns this land now. It's his. He takes a double dink from Dima. There's an M4 now available at the top of mid, and they'll be able to recover that scout and hand it downrange. So the weapon firepower just got doubled. So this is actually a boost for Spirit. Until Spellin has the superior firepower, he'll take that one, that shot, and keep that M4 out of play.
In the meantime, Spotvic trying to get something done, but fortunately the AK takes down the scout. Only 2 players alive now, SDY and Coldy. SDY trying to land the shot onto Victor, and he still spots him. That's one of the 2 players now. His positions are known, and there is a lurk coming out towards the A side. Also, that's Coldy tapping away, not quite able to connect any fatal blows, and Ships will take him down, and it's just SDY. They know that he was in B earlier, so it's going to be a little while before he can get to A, and they have to worry about that, but he still has possession of the bomb, and he's going to need that. He's just checking for information right now, seeing if anyone's over trespassing maybe. But he still needs that bomb, and time is becoming a problem slowly. 35 seconds now.
So Windigo's anti-eco is like push somebody or multiple people down mid. That's their anti-eco, and they're playing it quite well. Last time Windigo were up against an eco round, they ended up losing 2 or 3 players. The 3 is, of course, a net negative, I would say, for your economy. The 2, you're still about even, if not a little bit extra cash influx. But SDY is looking to draw a little bit more blood from Windigo on Catwalk with 9 seconds. Saving the M4 is about as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, I mean, he's so far removed, and there's still 4 players standing for Windigo. So, I mean, just take that M4, keep your armor. Let's try again next round. We have a rifle to work with, better than 5 Glocks.
Can't recall if his head armor or his chest armor took any damage. You want to have the head armor against the CTs, though. We're looking at it now. There's 1 at most. Punisher picks up a second M4. But the way we've been seeing Windigo playing these, I wouldn't doubt it if Punisher buys up another MP9.
I agree.
They don't overinvest in the rounds. They don't try to overkill it, you know, and that just keeps the money in their pockets rather than burning it. Because I mean, in all honesty, it doesn't matter if you're up against rifles, you're up against pistols. Somebody is going to be a casualty every round. You got to expect that. So why overinvest is really what Windigo's asking that question.
Yeah, but don't think they came to the same conclusion because he just bought up an M4. They know they're up against one M4, so maybe they just don't want to give away their lives. I guess in some senses, it's better to sometimes buy an upgraded weapon and keep your life versus going for an MP9 and going for the aggressive play. So I think this time around, they're going to play a little bit more passive, just sit back, take the long-range duels, Spellin in middle, still holding with the op. It's definitely going to win that duel if they come out, unless it's 2-tapped.
A little bit of a double push, maybe for some information. You see SDY up in the apartments on the other side of the world. Coldie is in the power in A main. Spellin jumps out of that window. That is such a hard thing to counter if you're a T. If you don't have top mid control, an Opera on CT can just jump out of that window and peeks anybody in underpass, and it's almost a guaranteed kill.
Absolutely. And it's so much information gained too. But Team Spirit will take middle for free. Their position is not quite known in middle, so that could be a problem, but that grenade's going to bring down the rifle down. This is the only weapon and the only armored player for them right now. So if SDY goes down, this round's pretty much over for them. He needs to keep his life. He needs to remain healthy for that end round. But right now, they have the middle, and they're asking themselves, how do we transition off this? Where do we go? Let's see if we can find someone. We do have a deagle up. Maybe we can land a 1D, find that little bit, one kill, an extra weapon, and a little bit more room. Then we might be able to split on the A site, because that seems to be where the bomb is headed right now. So they're going to try themselves with a little cheeky boost here under the window.
Yeah, I don't think he'll go in there, though, because if the M4 falls up there, there's no chance of recovering it. See, now he dies. The M4's still in play. Davcost recovers. They're going to try and pinch A. Connector and A main, they've done this one before, but nobody left has any armor, and it's going to be fairly easy. You might end up with a perfect round for Windigo here, and that is exactly that.
Yeah, I'm really liking the versatility from Windigo. And I think that their early aggression on the CT side has Team Spirit kind of scared now.
Yeah.
You don't see them really contesting much early. They're just kind of sitting back, playing like very traditional, old-school style CS. That honestly does not work anymore. Objectiveless defaults are very difficult to pull off now, and you can see Windigo just dominating their opponents at the moment. 9-2.
Well, Windigo have to recognize now that rifles are coming. There's kind of a high-low. SDY's got the MAC-10, and then Davcost has the AWP. It's going to come down to the first frag. Who can draw blood first and get that early edge? Oh, what a nade. 40 damage nade to Davcost. That's his AWP, and he's a little bit in a vulnerable position. He's holding this angle for as long as the smoke is there, and as soon as that smoke fades, he's going to have to be a little bit more passive. Flashbang catches his eyes, and he'll back up anyway.
Yeah, I was speaking to Victor earlier, and I was complimenting him on his grenade usage, because he's honestly had impeccable utility usage, especially with the HE. He seems to always do a lot of damage. Reminds me of Flusha a little bit. Always does damage with the grenades.
It always lands.
And it waters down your opponent, so you can one-tap them with the M4. That makes a big difference.
It's right. All you need with the grenade on CT side is like 10, 11 damage, and the M4 is lethal.
Absolutely.
So you see the CTs have shown presence in mid. Bubble rounds the corner. He catches one to the face. Can anybody save him? It looks like Squadfix is able to take that kill. Spellin gets a kill and falls back. So there's still really no ground gained for Team Spirit after all that. They're down to 45 seconds on the round, and they're just kind of running back to their old bread and butter into an A split is what it looks like, with Coldie being where he is on A main. Or sorry, in Palace.
And this takes a lot of confidence for Spellin to jump on top of the ticket booth with no control towards Palace or A ramp, but he's going to sense that danger. He's just going to fall off that. But yeah, the bomb is making its way back, and this again is a bread and butter. But Ships soon will come into contact, and he's going to need at least one here to make this round easy for his team.
That's it, and he sees the shadow. Ships takes them both. That's the bomb down. So he alone holds the bomb, and the T's actually have to come through the site and then down A main. With 9 seconds, there's no chance. Ships, my goodness. He ends up with a 4K on the round, basically 4v1. He had some support from the op in ticket booth, but I never heard that shot ring out. So it was just Ships all day.
Oh, Ships.
Oh, Ships. That's what Spirit was saying for sure.
As soon as the bomb dropped.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10-2 lead for Windigo right now. The money, once again, not looking too hot for Team Spirit. They will have some pistols. They will have a little bit of armor. 2 smokes, 1 flashbang. That might be another round win for Windigo here, making it 11-2. If this ends at 13-2, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, earlier on, I mean, it was probably into like the 7th round. I was saying if this pace continues of just eco reset and Windigo's able to control the economy, Team Spirit gets 3 rounds. And so far, that might be the case. What smokes they have are starting to arc up and into the site. God, they just won a bomb plant. It seems like it's been so long, if it's even happened, a defuse. I'm not sure. But it is a 5-on-4. They've gotten a kill, and they're going to pick up another one. SDY is there, but quickly retorted as it's a 3-on-3, and still those weapons, those rifles stand. Coldy just barely was able to touch an M4 before he's taken down. And we have a bomb plant and soon to be a retake. They've been few and far between.
And Bubble's kept tabs on them, so he knows that both players are on the left side of the site now. One player's towards default. Squat Fit gets caught out in the open. It's just Dima by himself now. They know exactly where he is, and he's just pincered right now, being sprayed through the box, trying to get anything done. So desperate for a kill, but not being given a single thing.
Yeah, that as soon as he got behind those triple boxes, it was almost amusing to see all three players just line up shoulder to shoulder and spray
Firing
through.
squad.
Because, I mean, they hit him, they tag him. What's he going to do, peek? He's going to stop if he tries to make any kind of movement. So 2-11. Finally, a little bit of extra income. I believe Team Spirit have hit themselves into the max loss bonus. It's been quite some time. No bomb plants since that, before that one. It's been a long time, if at all. Yeah, only the rounds they've won is there a possibility of a bomb plant. That's our first retake situation.
Yeah, that's on an eco round.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to get anything accomplished on the gun rounds. Spellin once again going for the cap boost. It's the second time he's done this. It wasn't as fruitful last time, and this time around it won't be either. Dima opens up the round for his team once again. A man advantage in a gun round. Can they capitalize on this?
Well, you've got more capability for Windigo to be able to come back out of this one, but now a 3-on-5 seems like a road or a bridge too far. You're going to need Spellin to be able to pick off a player or two on entry, and right now he's on the far side of the window. And this smoke should be fading shortly until the new one comes in and chokes him up. So he's been completely nullified in this round, and it's going to come down to your riflers who are split. So it's just individual effort that's left for Windigo, as Davkos just continues to bleed out the Windigo team piece by piece.
Yeah, and they're just holding the mid control. They're trying to get anything accomplished. One by one, though, Windigo trying to find it so desperate for an advantage. The one kill going in Spellin's way, but he still has 4 more players to go, and he's pretty much pinched on the left side of the window now. No escape, and Davkos with a 3K in the round. And this might be the first round that we've seen any form of op presence from Team Spirit. Davkos hasn't really been able to accomplish much with the op towards upper B, and that was the first round he's had any impact with the op.
So we saw that strat from Spirit probably in the 4th or 5th round. They put Dima up on top of the scaffolding, and I said that he was basically a walking ward. Previously, they left him there. They abandoned him, and he was looking for a pick. That time, they remain in mid, and it really just opens up some space for Davkos to get all the work done.
Yeah, they're very aware that Windigo needed something, an equalization in some fashion, but once again, Team Spirit has had success towards middle. They want to try their luck again. Spellin not quite able to land any shots at the moment. Now he's stuck towards the left side, being sprayed down to 66 HP, but he gets to keep his life and maybe a kill.
He feels so lucky right now to be able to escape that one. He was pinned down. The op presence was there as well. He got tagged, and I don't think he just wanted to cruise across that angle, but he gets tagged, so he stops, which slows him down, and Davkos overshoots the angle. So then he's able to hold his angle for the op. He owned it and then was able to escape. Now control for Connector belongs to Team Spirit. Squadfit comes in, takes that frag, but not before he takes a headshot of his own. Here comes Bubble on a super long flank. Dead to rights, makes 1, makes 2, and bomb spotted. So Windigo, exactly what you were talking about, taking a page of change and playing aggressive, playing their own game, and not ever being on the back foot.
Yeah, it's a great adjustment from Bubble. He recognized they needed some kind of control, and he's able to find a little bit of a gap and nice little flank. But he's going to give up the bomb. He doesn't want to give up his life for it. He's already equalized the round. Let them make the play now. They're running out of time. It's less than 35 seconds now.
I mean, you've got Coldy on the other side of the world about to receive Punisher. So, I mean, it's salt and pepper. You've got the CTs and Ts mixed across one another, but there might be some friction in mid and towards the A side. Right now, it's only Victor to try and catch the players coming up. And that would have been a pretty important kill. With 17 seconds, the bomb would have hit the deck and it tumbled back into mid. He had a chance there. Team Spirit, I think they're quite lucky to be able to pick up 4 rounds as they were, because it was Windigo the whole way.
Yeah, that was the Windigo show, absolutely. So yeah, 11-4, you're not too upset with that if you're Spirit. You might be a little bit more stressed when you drop the second pistol here, because that will definitely be their way back in. Get that economy stabilized as early as possible on the CT side, get these ops up, and hopefully Davkos can get more accomplished on the CT side with the op than he had on the T side.
Yeah, this is on Mirage. It's a little bit awkward on any map, really, other than Train. Train's expected to see something like 11-4, but it's adding pressure, like you said, to the pistol round. Team Spirit are going to have to come out of this one quite well. Pistol rounds are it's a different realm. You can end up with strategies for pistol rounds that you don't necessarily apply to any kind of rifle round. You can end up seeing waterfall strats that are a lot more potent and then any other round. But look at this stack up for Spirit. 4 players to the B site, ready to receive. They got 2 players on the other side, so it's very similar to how Windigo were playing this on the B site themselves, kind of a bait and switch. But here they both are up on the platform. Coley turns. He's looking for more. Coley gets 4 kills on the round, all on the platform at point-blank range. Might as well have his fists out.
That was actually really awesome to watch, and I really like the innovation there from Team Spirit. You expect, okay, one person's jumping around, there's one person beating first teammate. We expect one player to be on the balcony. They saw the first player, they cleared him out instantly, but no way do they expect the second player, Coldy, to just be there. That's their trap hole, and that unfolded to perfection. Able to capitalize every single bullet, and 4 kills for him. A very important round for Team Spirit. Seized.
Yeah, that was similar to Windigo's in the sense that they were playing a bait. They were playing an intentional sacrifice in the B apartments. And so now you've got Spirit on a good start that they need to be able to claw back into this game. Though it is CT-sided, all they need is a little bit of an extra push to get the momentum to draw an even scoreboard.
This little smoke's going to block off Cat. It's going to give them a little bit more room. And it seems to be they want to do the bread and butter that Team Spirit was going for, an A split. Victor will smoke off window. Cat's being smoked off also, but actually Dima's playing in front of that smoke. He still wants to contest right now. Victor, position soon be given up here. That's a decoy. Dima tapping away, picks up Victor, and soon he's going to realize that there's nobody top middle, but is there anyone below me? Dafkos is taking down Bubble and Window. That's a big kill.
Well, they're making quick work of these guys. Team Spirit just holding all the angles. Nobody's ever alone. And Coldy will take those last 2 frags as Windigo's Punisher and Ships just kind of trickle into that A site. And that was a forced buy for Windigo. They didn't get anything done. They'll be forced to bow out of this round and just pretty much vanilla. It looks like 1 flashbang, maybe a smoke comes in.
Yeah, flawless round from Team Spirit. Now they can get to keep their umps and farm up in this round, get their money as high as possible. You at this late, 11-6, you don't want to be reset at all. That would just bring Windigo that much closer to a map win. That's not something that you want. So if they're able to farm up some money here, that will really help them. But a Palace stack coming out, 1 flashbang in the hands of Spell, and they're going to need to get as much done as possible with this, and soon the action.
It was good timing. Squadfic turned and was a little bit unnerved on his angle and the movement, but is still, they only lose Squadfic. He gets 2 kills with the ump. Anyway, they stopped the bomb plant. He got the part-time 7-11.
Now, I wonder if they go for the bonus round here. Do we risk it? Nah, they're not even going to bother risking that. They're just going to upgrade straight away to the M4s. They understand the importance of this round. Let's buy up. Let's invest. We have a lot of money saved. We've had 2 flawless rounds, plus a flawless pistol round. So that got them armor on a discount.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And they do keep 1 up. Okay. Oh.
So it's kind of opposite. Well, yeah, that was a little opposite of Windigo. Windigo were definitely abusing the burner rounds, using FAMAS's MP9s as long as they could possibly be. So now you've got a UMP, a FAMAS, and then you've got upgraded M4s on this round. So up against the full AK lineup, but Windigo are a little bit shorter on utility. They've got 3 smokes left. That allows them to execute in any direction they want. But if they drop a player on entry, maybe before he can use one of those utilities, they've already thrown 2 of those since I started this sentence. So those can't be used on executes a site, considering they have so many players committed to mid right now.
And Dima just anticipating a boost, but he's about to get peeked from Victor. Nice wide, but nice trade there. They've established control. They have a little bit more room to work with. This re-smoke, and Ships finds the B player, and that's going to give them passage to the B site. Bubble takes down Squadfic and Connector. That's going to give them so much control. Look how far removed the remaining players for Team Spirit are. This is a save.
Yeah, that's a really quick save call. I mean, there's no chance for these guys to even look for a rotate. The only thing that they could do now is maybe SDY can go on a shopping spree and look for some weapons in mid, but that would be a stretch because the T's can always just turn that corner on their egress around Catwalk and make sure that SDY has nothing going into the next round. So Team Spirit are off to a bumpy start early, losing the first rifle round.
Yeah, and that was a pretty heavy investment. Daft cost, look how his money's pretty limited, so this will be their final buy round here. SDY, Colby will be able to drop some weapons, but besides that, pretty good round win for Windigo. They worked with what they had. They had very limited utility there.
Yeah, exactly. It came down to the picks. They had one smoke left by the time they made the decision to go towards the B site, and it came on the responsive kills on the B site player as well as the player that was in connector. That opens up mid, that opens up the site. They can scream down catwalk. It's exactly what they did.
Yeah, now we're going to be back into a full gun round here. Full utility this time around for Windigo. They've worked with less. Now they have more. Is this another round win for Windigo?
If it is, that puts Windigo to 13. Spirit on a broken round, so really it puts Windigo on to 14. So this is a pretty crucial round for Spirit. Yeah, they need this one.
Yeah, this could be one of the last 2 gun rounds.
Exactly. So you've got Davcost with the most expensive weapon on the CT's field. It's the AWP that's over on the B site. And right now, Windigo are just kind of spread to the wind. They got 2 buddy systems going on over on the B side as well as mid right now with holding the AWP, just looking for catwalk now. Not too much aggression from the CTs.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a response to the stress. They understand the importance of this round. They don't want to make any mistakes, but that could be a mistake in itself. They have no control at the moment. No way to gain any real information. Windigo's taking middle for free, basically. They're going to start using some utility to deny them further information. And now Team Spirit is left in the dark. How do they respond now? They're going to keep 2 players A. They have 2 players B. But Windigo is being given as a gift.
So
Cap
passive.
control, ladder control. Only 1 player in window. That's Squatfic with the M4. No more utility, so he's not going to be able to accomplish much. He's just going to give that up and play, just hold the window across and be on fast rotate towards B. But they're actually headed towards A, Windigo. This is where the defense is kind of weak at the moment.
Yep, and I mean, Windigo used 3/4 of their utility just to get to where they were, and they get Victor in a nice spot. They get Spellin in a nice spot. Spellin's actually ready to receive any player that comes out of jungle, but instead Squatfic is able to catch him on the cross. So Team Spirit are just kind of waiting back and waiting till they see the whites of their eyes before they open fire. Now what utility remaining for Windigo is used to get into the site. Nice shooting from SDY. He does good damage, but he wishes he had a rifle. He should have had that one. But Punisher and Ships, especially Ships, 2 assists and a kill, make this a man advantage for Windigo, even though Spirit was drawing blood first. Dima quickly into the site, almost just DMing his way into the site. Finds the first shot in the spine, though. Bubble to take that one, and it's Davcost now with a weapon he's not most comfortable with. Much rather would prefer an AWP, but the AK is better in the clutch situations. And the 13th and likely 14th rounds to come to Windigo.
After those 2 kills from Squatfic, I was convinced that was a round win for Team Spirit.
I would agree.
Yeah, SDY with the ump in Firebox, he was in such an awkward situation because he really needed that player to come out of Palace.
Yep.
Fighting Tetris was not an option for him with the ump. He wasn't able to get a single frag. It was Punisher and Ships together, able to pick up 3 kills back-to-back, crumbling the defense for Team Spirit.
Davcost had enough, or somebody had enough to give Davcost an AWP on this round.
Didn't buy
the rest
armor?
is pistols. I mean, it is his pistol AWP. So, I mean, their money is relatively even. SDY's short at 1,500, but they are stretching for this one. They need, I guess they want to make a stop here. They want to have some kind of capability to do that, and they've done well. Davcost to draw first against Victor.
Yeah, and Dima looking for more information, more control, but he's just going to fall back now. We have an advantage. Let's see what we can do with that. So actually, an interesting thing there from Davcost, because they definitely did not expect the AWP at all.
They're probably wondering now, do they have anything else?
Yeah.
Are there rifles here? There's a head boost. SDY turns the corner. SDY is the bottom side of his totem pole was taken down, but that's still a really good trade. It's a shame SDY dies. He was trying to recover that AWP and use it against the T's, but so far so good for Spirit.
And they have the B-side control. Davcost is pretty much isolated in market at the moment. He's just trying to find any pick he can. The utility is so strong, though, for Windigo. They're able to hold him back as long as possible. And now it's becoming a question of, this is not possible unless I get a pick in the next 2 seconds. And I'm just going to fall back. Let me just save this off, bring it into the next round, get some armor, and try again.
Yeah, and Coley might be fortunate enough to come across a rifle. Yeah, that's more than a rifle. Oh, sorry, that was a T. I was like, okay,
I thought you were making a CZ reference.
Yeah. I was like, man, he made his way to catwalk. And they were egressing out. Saw that Davcost was coming out of the market on his way out, but looks like no more blood will be drawn. Yeah, Punisher even shooting weapons away from angles that they might be recovered at the end of the round. But there's the 14th. Windigo holding a double lead against Spirit.
Yeah, 14-7, and this is so awkward here because if Team Spirit do buy up in this round, they don't have everything. Actually, maybe not, because Davkos can drop a weapon to Coldy, and Coldy. Yeah, this is actually not a bad round. This is Team Spirit's final real gun round here. If they drop this round, they're gonna have to eco them or force buy and win, and that's gonna be pretty much impossible for them to win 8 rounds after that. So I think this is definitely in favor for Windigo to close out. As long as they don't make any major mistakes in this round, they have full utility for mid control. They have full utility for any execute or anything they want to do, pretty much.
I mean, look at this. Bubble is 22-11.
Wow.
Ships 20-11. They are fragging hard. And Victor, he's 8-12, but usually Victor, he frags quite hard himself on the rifle, but it's awesome that other players can carry the team just as well.
And he's also a great support player, which can sometimes go under, I guess.
Under the radar?
Yeah, kind of hidden.
So, Team Spirit,
Team Spirit.
Nice flash. Oh, they flashed one of their own on their way in. Still, they get a 1-kill favor, and they back out of this one. I love that teams can do that. Rather than trying to just push the issue, is just get in, get out, and just do that guerrilla warfare.
And this is going to be a full exec on the A side, but it does not look like they want to commit to it just yet. 3 players here, 4 now for Team Spirit. This is a good decision from Windigo. They understand that we've telegraphed this. We have not shown any presence towards middle. They know that we're not there. And we've shown so much presence towards the A site. They probably know we're here, but they're going to fall back to the B site immediately, and soon Team Spirit will realize they'll have that information that, hey, they went quiet on A, and it's been about 20-30 seconds now. Watch out for B.
So your only defense on B is SDY, and an A1S at that. A4 is a deeper magazine. Can definitely do a lot more damage on some of the tighter areas like the B apartments if they start to waterfall out of this one. There's the first cross, that's being Victor. SDY, all he needs to do is delay. If he stays alive, he keeps the bomb from being planted. Looks like Davkos caught Victor from the market. They finish off the player that was on site as well. The Molotovs will just keep him out for the time being while the bomb is planted. So 3-on-4 advantage to Team Spirit for the time being, but they still have some ground to cover. They do have a long flank coming, so you might see the team that's in the market waiting until Coldy can get into a position to strike. They poke out, Davkos catches one to the face, so now it's going to be Scottvic to be the vanguard, and a nice shot from Spell, and he actually stops firing, but the last bullet out hits Davkos as he was shoulder peeking, and Coldy's flank was unused.
Yeah, that's... that was a little bit sad to watch, to be honest. I feel like Team Spirit could have been just a little bit more patient, because Coldy was soon going to have upper B control, and he's able to clear out that E-box angle much easier than the players in market can clear out that angle.
Yep.
So why not just have Davkos post up on the op, wait for that player on default to peek you wide. He could have denied Spellin a kill there and avoided that double kill for Spellin. But instead, they went just a little bit too soon, and Coldy's like, guys, I was almost there.
Yeah.
But now it's really, really awkward because their money is not too hot. They have an M4, they have a FAMAS, they have CZ, and that's really about it. They may not even have a kit unless someone sacrifices the utility for it, and now Windigo's on map point.
They need a kit. I mean, we've seen Windigo getting into sites in a convincing fashion no matter what. So if Team Spirit want to win this round, I think they are gonna have to win this round anyways after the plant. So Davkos is the player to pick that up.
Yeah, I wonder what weapon he has dropped, or if he has. He's an op, okay. No head armor for any of the players, of course. Squatfic, only a FAMAS, no utility whatsoever. He can't be that support player. He's gonna have to be the one playing off of other players' utility. Let's see how they adjust with the kind of weapons and utility that they have right now. They seem to want to go heavy towards middle. Dima, oh, they're going for the full-on aggression. This is so risky here.
They did this before on A main. They're probably just looking for a kill and looking to get out as quickly as they can. See how they're able to exploit it. Right now, Dav is holding the top side of this while they play and look towards underpass, and really it works 2 ways. They play anti-flash top mid, and they're able to watch underneath Dav.
Yeah, I very much like the setup right now. They have the support of Davkos holding above them, and if he contacts, they know if someone's behind us. They don't even need communication at that point. SDY.
Yeah, their guns will communicate. You start shooting, that means there's somebody on that angle.
And they're just waiting for the contact now. Late mid control here. Windigo seems to be favoring. Smokes out. The flashbang is about to come out, but they've actually given up their setup. Dima finds a trade at the very least, though, but he's out in the open right now, and Victor takes him down, and that's the man advantage for Windigo.
Nice flashbang from Bubble right there to give Victor an easy one. 4-on-3, Windigo on their 15th round, looking for the 16th. Dav, though, might have something to say about this, but this utility usage from Windigo is just too good. The flashbangs, the mollies that are on the way. SDY would be wise to back out of this one, and he commits most of it. 1 HP left. He did the math. It's not enough, though. That molly may have even bottled him if Ships didn't shoot him first. 2-on-2, 2-on-1 right now. It's going to be up to Punisher. He rounds the corner. 20 seconds left as well. Right now, a little bit of an angle from Dav. I was looking at the mini-map, and I was about to say, yeah, he's distant, but he's got a scope. Spirit stay alive.
Yeah, very costly round for them, so they're going to be on another broken bye here. All Windigo needs is 1 round. They have 7 chances to close out this half. Chances are very slim. Not impossible, but slim.
Yeah, it is CT-sided. If you're going to do 7 in a round, I would expect it to happen on your CT side more likely than not. But Windigo had cash, and they are able to buy up, and I think they're starting to learn. They're starting to figure out that Spirit have been doing these pokes and prods into A main, into mid. They're sitting back on their haunches a little bit.
And Punisher just holding in Palace right now, anticipating aggression from Team Spirit. Tavcost also being aggressive, but not completely committing. He's able to take a shot and run away, but he's really going to need to hit the shot against Punisher right now. Oh, they're actually going to push in, but Coldie falls to Punisher. Tavcost not quite able to trade that out, but Tavcost so patient and gets rewarded for it.
I think if Coldie waited a little longer, eventually Punisher would have come into that crosshair. Yeah, I think he was on his way to doing just that. It ends up being a 1-for-1. That's a favorable rate for Windigo. They're happy with that.
Yeah.
They know Tavcost is now committed to the A site as well. At least that's what they think.
And this is actually a perfectly timed execute because there's literally no one on the A side to defend against this except the connector play. That's squat fake. The rotations are coming in through spawn. Actually, they're going to prefer to go through jungle, but they're
stair smoke. No stair smoke, though. Brave. They're actually going to push through this one and catch Squad Fic completely off guard. You do not anticipate the T's to do that, and they've virtually taken this round. 4-on-2, SDY and Dav to try and hold on. They need to get into this site quickly. Dav actually burns Victor out of that. And now they've got a chance, more than a chance. They're working together quite well. SDY turns. You've actually only got 1 terrorist to the site. SDY is making this a 1v1 to the site, but it is just Tavcost. And he is distant from this bomb. This is a hope and a dream. These T's are so far away. Touches the first, doesn't quite pull the trigger on the second one. Didn't have the heart to do it to Spellin. And Windigo take map 1.
That was actually, I think that may have been the first time I ever see that execute. They threw a jungle smoke that bounces off the wall and lands closer towards the stairs, and they had another smoke to block off the window player, like deep jungle smoke. So their whole idea was to wrap through these smoke. They had a smoke on triple, so they had the entire A site blocked off, but they gave themselves a passage to fight that player in connector. A beautiful timed execute because that was their only defending player was in connector.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you throw that smoke to block off jungle, there's usually a gap there towards bench, and you're going to have CTs that are either on that bench floating to try and peek an angle on the right side, but if they're going to abuse that lane anyways, coming across bench, it works doubly effective.
Yeah, nice performance from them. I like that.
It was. Congratulations, to Windigo taking map 1, but this is a best-of-3 series, and we are, I mean, what do you think about map 2 coming up? You think Windigo are just going to continue to sweep?
I think Windigo has solved some of their problems on the CT side. I mean, they've been a pretty strong T-side team overall.
Yep.
They've had some poor performances on the CT side, but I think they've kind of ironed that out. They have the aggression now. They have the confidence. They're in the zone. They've had amazing performances, but that's about it.
Okay. Well, to speak about that more and much clearer than we were, that's going to be over to the analyst desk. Or Dan, what do you got to say?
That's probably not going to be much clearer, to be fair. I mean, not from these guys anyway. But it was thumbs up from Victor. A great performance from Windigo, and I'm sure they're happy to get kick-started so quickly. Gentlemen, any standout rounds for you throughout that game?
This is the man with the notes here.
Okay, so I mean,
he's been.
Yeah, I got a couple things. Don't cheat. No
he looked
cheating.
like a stenographer.
No
during
cheating.
that game.
Okay, so the big things that stood out for me was the aggression early on from Windigo. They set the pace. They set kind of the bar of what Spirit had to deal with. So the first gun round, they jump out window. They go for the aggressive mid peak. They get 2 kills. It actually gets traded out, tossed into a 3v3 situation. And from that point on, they went into the passive play. this is the round I'm talking about here. Dafkos ends up closing out, but the following round they go for the mid-aggression again right here, as you can see, and it pays off. And from this point on was really when Windigo just started to take hold of the match. Not only did it reset Spirit off of that one round win, but it also gave Windigo the opportunity to start building economy. Here's a phenomenal round on the eco from Victor here, holding down from jail area. And from that point on, I mean, Ships with the 3K around round 11, that was insane by the top connector. Ships with another 4K the following round by A Ramp. Here's the connector round that I'm talking about here. Great job by him. And then this is the A Ramp round I'm talking about right now, where he ends up with a 4K. So I mean, overall, great performances by him. Final round of the half bubble had a great flank, and Windigo overall, I mean, they played phenomenally on this CT side.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, when we were coming into this event, we knew what to expect from a few of these guys. Like, Spellin had experience with the old Outlaws roster. Victor and Bubble have played as well with Punisher in both qualifiers and some land stuff. Punisher less on the land side when compared to Victor and Bubble when they've played with MK, they've played with Rogue. They've had more than their fair share of opportunity to prove themselves. It was really Ships who come in, and he's kind of like the unexpected variable. Like, how well is Ships going to play? Ships has played great all tournament long. He's been playing really well. I'm thoroughly impressed with what I've seen from him.
Yeah.
And I probably would expect to see more of that in the second map as well.
And you were talking to me as well during the game about the kind of economic control from these teams and how well it was done or how well it wasn't done on either side. What was the main differences you noticed between the two teams when it came to eco?
When Windigo was on their CT side, that aggressive play early, even if it wasn't working out, they were taking players out consistently.
Yeah.
They would at least get 1 or 2 players. That's like, we were talking about it between, I think, the last game and this game, like the micro meta changes on maps. Mid control on Mirage has changed a lot in the last year with that top mid smoke. 1 smoke was all it takes. You can get so much mid control with, 2 smokes and a molly. You smoke top mid, you smoke window, you molly off connector. So the way that Windigo and Spirit, who tried to echo that on their CT side, have countered that is playing aggressive by pushing up to mid, playing up on the wall, and then potentially flashing up to lead in. And even if you get just 1 or 2 kills out of that, you're hamstringing your opponent. And since their money wasn't always that great to begin with, losing even just like a flash and a smoke was huge.
Yeah.
And that consistently happened. And then when Spirit tried to echo that on their CT side, the problem was Windigo was grabbing rounds and taking down players. They were never really in a position where they could afford to lose those bodies the way that Windigo could on their CT side.
Yeah, the thing is about that half score, right? When you end a half in such a way with Windigo that confident winning their CT side, and then you move on to the second half, and Spirit is kind of in a position where, yeah, you lose that first gun round, or you lose one of those eco rounds, anything like that, you're pretty much on your back toes. You really have nothing going on for you, and that's the unfortunate part of being down numbers like that. That final round as well, I mean, you could just tell that Spirit was kind of, I guess, jumbled up, because Coldie had an amazing flank that he was developing from B tunnels, and the market players actually started the retake before Coldie was prepared. So that kind of tells me that there was maybe a little bit of antsiness, maybe nerves getting to the players of Spirit, and that could have been the reason for his blowout on that point.
I mean, if nerves are a thing, that's not going to be a good situation to be in the next game for Spirit, considering it is going to be a do-or-die match. Just quickly, is it economic or economic, or is that an American English thing?
Yeah, it's like saying potato, tomato, tomato.
It's like gray and gray.
I'm not an idiot.
Wait,
gray.
what's
I mean, well,
gray?
I might be an idiot.
You know that you can spell gray 2 different ways, right?
No, you only spell it with an E.
You can spell it with an A.
Spell it with an A as well.
No,
Yes.
I would only spell it with an A if I'm talking about Dorian Gray.
No, the color is spelled with either an A or an E. It's one of the stupidest words
We can
in the English
educate you,
language.
don't worry. It's okay.
I'm not a fan of this right now.
It's getting close to bullying, so I guess before we start throwing punches, we should probably go to a break. But coming up next, we have Overpass for map number 2. Spirit, as I said, their backs are against the wall. They need to take a victory against Windigo here if they want to keep their promotion chances alive. But for Windigo, they need 1 more game, and then they'll be moving on to face against Envy for that nice title, that shot to play in the European Pro League. But we'll be back right after this.
ESL Pro League is brought to you